We get a lot of tools sent to us at DIY Doctor for product reviews and the like, and over the years we've had a fair few multi-tools. I was a bit dubious about them. However, Gerber have sent us their latest center drive multi-tool, and if we take it out of its really strong nylon case, which is the first thing I was impressed with, we can have a look at why it's called a center drive, and that's because its screwdriver component has got a kinked arm which puts the screwdriver bit directly in line with the main handle. That means that every bit of force you put into the screwdriver goes right to the tip, which is fantastic and makes it a lot easier to screw than others that I've used. It also comes, once you've opened it up, with a magnetic flat bit rather than a cross bit. They're interchanged really easily. So let's close those up. I'm doing this for demonstration purposes, but a lot of this is just one finger operation, really simple. The next thing that we've got is a really strong pair of pliers, a nice sharp nose, easily opened and closed with a one finger, one hand button. You'll see that in close up as well. Spring handles, very strong indeed, really good pair of pliers. They also incorporate some wire strippers that you'll see being used later on. Let's close that up and get out the blade. Again, one touch operation, you'll see that being used. A really sharp, strong blade that I'm told is 30% longer than its competitors, and by the look of it and from the other multi-tools I've used, I have no argument with that at all. A really strong blade, great little tool. We'll open the pliers up again, which allows us to open the main body, and inside here we've got a smashing little pry bar and nail puller. Ribs at either end make this really strong, it can't be bent, that's fantastic. So pry bar and a nail puller. We've also got a serrated blade in there, very strong, very sharp, and a file which also you'll see happening, surprisingly, for its size, surprisingly good at doing what it does. And again, you'll see that later on. And an awl. Now that's a particularly useful tool, especially when we're out on site. We don't normally use these things out on site, but we told Gerber we'd give this a very real test, and you'll be seeing this as we go. So that's the awl, very strong indeed. All, pardon the pun, all in all, a very strong tool, and it's done a variety of jobs for us, and it's done them all very well indeed. The last thing I want to talk to you about is a really lovely little innovation. This really does take other multi-tools to task. It's very clever. Two little imperial and metric tapes up to about 80mm or 3 and a tiny bit inches. Very useful on workshop bench. Brilliant. I love it. You'll see us using it as we're speaking. You'll be seeing the bits and pieces we've been doing with it, and I would recommend this very highly indeed. It's cutting edge, and it really does take everything else in its range to task. And of course, the most important thing on any multi-tool, the Gerber center drive has a very strong bottle opener. Cheers.